So this is just to decide capital budgeting.
Okay.
So this is to select, you know, what investment we are going to pick, and so what kind of variables is this? If we decided to invest, okay, whether or not to invest here. So what do we expect? This is our X and Y, XYZs. So you see here, if we invest, we put in 1, and if we don't invest, it's 0. So this is the binary, right? Binary variables. Before we start, let's just to calculate the net present value per investment dollar. Okay, just to see whether or not the computer will select the investment like based on like our intuition. So for us, we will of course select from the highest net present value per dollar, right? To, you know, to make our money more valuable. So let's just try to calculate that and then see what we will select when we do that. So this one is basically just whatever the net present value, NPV, divided by the money we're going to invest. Okay, so this means that to invest $1, we'll get $3.20 back. Okay, so let's just drag it over, and you will see that the investment 4 actually give us the highest rate of return. Okay, so in theory, when we have this number, we will pick from this highest one, right? So this is the one we will pick, and then when we have extra money, we will go for the next one, this one or this one. So if we pick both, we still have extra money, right? We will have 13,500. We'll use 13,500, and then the rest of this we can't invest in anything else. We don't have enough. Okay, so we'll probably go with the top 3. Okay, but is it really the best? We don't know yet. Let's run solver and see what solver tells us. Okay, so one constraint here is the amount we invest shouldn't be more than our budget. So it should be smaller or less to our budget. Okay, and then the amount we invest will be equal to, if we decided to invest, it will show 1 here, right? So we need to use some product. Some product. So this is the cost. Some product of the cost times 0 or 1. So if we decided not to invest, then it will be 0, right? Like if we don't invest in investment 2, then it will be C10 times C5 will be 0. If we decide to invest, it will be times 1. Okay, everybody follow? Oh, did I record? I think I did, right? Yeah, okay. And then the NPV, like yellow. So the total, we want to maximize our profit. net present value, the total profit. So it will be equal again, sum product of 0 or 1 times, use comma, times our NPV. That's it. So we want to maximize the net present value by changing this. So you have to do the changing variables first, because we are going to set this one as the binary variable. Okay, so we actually have 2 constraints, even though from here we only see 1 unequal sign. So we add constraint, this one should be less equal than the budget. And then another constraint will be the pink. The variables, decision variables, should be binary. Then we run it. So based on computers' decision, instead of picking the highest, the most effective investment, okay, the computer actually picked the 4th highest. But then it will give us more NPV. Right? Let me check. 35, 43, yeah. So if we pick 1, 2, 4, we will have about 43,500. But if we pick 1, 2, 5, we actually have 46,000 NPV. So it's better with the money we have. Any questions? No?
I don't know.
Stomach hurts. So basically we want to select the investment. Okay, so here is the decision variables, and we want this to be 0 or 1. And then this is our cost. We don't want to exceed the budget. So this is the cost times 0 or 1. It will be the money we actually invest, and it can be over the budget. And then the NPV will be similar to the cost, but instead of selecting the investment cost, we select the NPV times the decision variables. Okay, if yes, then save and submit for 46,000. Anybody makes more money than me here?
Yeah, I have 79,000.
What?
I don't know if that's right or not.
No, but what's your budget? Is your budget like higher or lower?
That was like
You're over the budget.
Yeah. Oh, so I'm okay.
You spend more than you have. You probably said this one wrong. You need to go back to, yeah,
I can do that.
so. But this is wrong. See, this is not smaller than this.
Yeah.
This is greater. So exit and then double click on this formula. Double click. Okay, and then go to solver. Probably
Oh, that's.
what?
I did everything word for word.
Okay.
This is bad.
B14. This.
But I have less than I just did. Okay.
You should have 46.
Um.
Oh, click double click this one. Yeah, that's why. Is it? Yeah, no. This is the. Yeah. That's what it is. Thank you.
Yeah, wrong. Yeah.
That's so weird. I don't understand.
So I click on that. Sure.
Yeah, they look like
It's right there.
constraint. Okay. So only two constraint. Can you see?
It's good. Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Okay. Okay, so this is the, so I'm going to close it, okay? Everybody's done? Okay. So where's my, okay, fixed cost? This one is not that difficult, but the difficult part is this is, how should I put it? So once this is the factory to make clothes, but once we decide to produce, let's say they have shorts, pants, skirt, jacket. So once we decide we are going to produce jacket, we have to get the equipment, and there's a fixed cost for the equipment. Okay, so it's yes or no. And then if it's yes, then we'll, how many units of jacket or skirts we're going to make. Okay, so what should I do? So we have several constraints. Okay, let me think. So first, this is let me put this in first. This should be decision variables, so the computer will run whether or not we are going to purchase the equipment. Okay. Yeah. And then the computer will also decide how many units they are going to produce. Okay. But we do need to set a constraint here because in I don't know if you guys remember, previously we can do if something or something, but solver doesn't understand that. So we can put like in here, we can put, oh, if this is 0, then we do this. If not, something else. So we have to set a formula to connect this with this. Okay. So one thing is, if this is 0, then there's a logical upper limit, okay? So that would be something that's major here. So what do we do here is we want to do, so for this one, let me think. So we would do equal this, if this is, oops, equal B14, okay, times. So if this is 0, then this upper limit will be 0. And then we will set a constraint for the unit produced here to be less equal than 0. So it would be 0 because it cannot be negative, okay? So we use that, and then we use this D20, labor hour. This is labor hour. So the labor hour we have divided by the labor hour that's needed for this product, okay? And the cloth, the material, divided by whatever material is needed for that particular product, okay? But remember, we need to drag it over. So we need to put $sign in front of D22, and we need to put a $sign in front of D23. So when we drag it over, these two will stay here, and then the rest will go to the corresponding cells. Okay. Let me leave it here for a while, let you guys to. So that's one constraint. Like this is the key to combine the 14, line 14 purchase equipment 0 or 1 to the unit produced. So if it's 0, then the unit produced will be 0 because we set a constraint here. It has to be less equal than the limit, okay? But if it's 1, then it cannot exceed the total resources we have. Any questions? Okay. So I'm going to drag it over, okay? And then we have another constraint on the resources. So this basically is the total resource constraint. So this should be less equal. Oh. Less equal. And then here we will just use some product of this times this is labor hour. Where's labor hour? Okay. And then close. Some product of how many we're going to produce times how many square yard of cloth they will need. Okay, does it make sense? And then revenue will be what? So this is to assume whatever we produce, we can sell. So it's selling price times how many we can produce. So Next week, we are going to deal with a little bit more complex model. There you will see whatever produced might not be equal to whatever we can sell, but whatever we can sell is controlled by how much money we spend in marketing. So next week, we will have a model that go over that. But this week, you know, the main focus is try to combine the binary with the integer model, okay? So the variable cost will be, if I'm lazy, I should add a $sign here so that I can just drag it down. I can only drag down to 1. So let me double click on this times this. But for the fixed cost, it should be whether or not we purchase the equipment. Oops, forgot the sum product. Sum product of this times this. Let me drag it down a little bit. Done? Let me move to the second one. So the second one should be unit produced times the variable cost. And then the first one should be the unit produced times the selling price. So what is the profit? The profit should be, let me make it yellow. So it should be the revenue minus the cost and then minus the fixed cost, right? Okay, let's run it. So I want to maximize the profit, and then the change in variables, we have to press Control. So after we select this, press Control, and then select another one. Or you can type in a comma and then select another one. So we need to select 2 changing variables. Okay. Okay. Then constraint. The first constraint is this should be integer or less equal to this. Let's wait. So this should be less equal to the upper limit. And then this should be integer. Okay, the second pink one should be integer. The top pink one should be binary. And then here, the resource constraint. I think that's it.
What was the last one?
The resource constraint. Here.
Okay.
So this should look like that. Ready?
Oh, that has to be.
Ooh, uh-oh. Yeah. So we decided to make shorts and jacket. And this is how many units we're going to produce. And we will make $54,000. So one thing to check is when you have 0 here, you have to have 0 here, okay? If you have 0 and then this here shows number, there's something wrong. Did you use minimize or maximize? You probably select minimize.
No, it's maximize.
For the first time. Got it right?
All right.
See.
Like that.
So B29. Yeah, how about yours? The changing is to. Oh, this is. It's, check and use. Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Process.
Sorry? No, it's only top hat and this. Oh, no, that's a file we're going to use next week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not. I thought it was stinky.
Okay, I'm going to exit.
Wait, can you double click on the, I think it's B18?
B18. Oh, okay. It's not here. Can you see?
Yeah,
Who's talking? Who's talking?
it's Leo. Yeah, I got all zeros for some reason.
Oh, okay. I probably the same as so you probably check your fixed cost. Here, fixed cost, you have to use the equipment, purchase equipment times this.
Okay,
Did you use the
Yeah,
unit
that-
produced?
that was a mistake.
Yeah, okay. So after you change it, you should be good. Okay, if nothing, you guys can submit, save and submit. And then next week, we still have class. I thought this is the last week. And I just found out we have class next week. So it's good. We have one more chapter. And then I add one more model next week for you guys to do. It will be fun. So let me exit from, I know I'm supposed to do advising, but I'll be back. Okay, let me end the, what is this, Zoom? And I post the video online as well.